Hello everybody, hello. Thank you for joining me today. It is a Wednesday evening for me, and once again my OBS was being annoying and wouldn't let me go live, so I had to just close it, reboot it. I think maybe that's what I need to do now when I finish a stream, just close the program and then open it back up the next time I want to stream. But welcome in everyone in chat, just confirmation that you can hear. Okay, it's not buffering on my end now. Okay, welcome in, Crafty GR4C3. Welcome Ashley, you were just watching my Happy Mail video, hope you enjoyed it. You are sadly still working, so working and lurking, lurk away. Hiya Rebecca, welcome in. Love that I'm streaming on a Wednesday now, gives you something to look forward to. Yeah, I'm enjoying the streaming on the Wednesday too. Hi Yana, welcome in. She is feeling good. No swimming pool till Friday. Evening Rochelle at Chelina Crafts. Welcome in Kaz and Jackie. Good morning from Melbourne on Thursday. Jackie's in the future. Hi Moira, welcome in. You finally made it live, yay, double yay. Can hear you, but you did just freeze. I think it's worked itself out now. It was just lagging a bit at the start. Can I increase the volume a little, please? Is in of me talking or the background music? Because I can't make it any louder, my me talking. It's just in the process of watching the Happy Mail video, then had to stop to come to stream. Ah, thanks Angie, welcome in. Hi Zoe, welcome. She's here but can't hear you very well because I'm hosting bingo, so can't have the volume up too much. Haha. No worries Zoe. Don't worry, just no problem with lurking around. Me talking, yeah, try turning up your own volume because I haven't changed any of my settings. Hi Rach, hi Becca. Hi everyone, yay, made it back in time to watch your first live stream. Lovely to see you and have you join. Right, I was working a tiny bit on this page, and by a tiny bit I just did another layer of pencil on the grass here, and as you can see I have gone through and picked out a bunch of pencils to do for this page, and I have gone through and drawn a slight gingham pattern on her dress. I was thinking about using a washi tape, but I didn't like how large the squares were on the only blue gingham washi tape I had, so I thought I'll draw it in. So I just went down, drew lines with a pencil, and then went over the top with this light blue. I've just noticed I've missed a line here. It's looking weird. There we go. It's okay, never mind, we'll put earphones on. Oh, you're at full blast. Yeah, it's I've got like an audio mixer on, what do you call it, OBS, and it's saying it's nice and loud. No issues from that front. You usually have streams on TV as that volume is easier to control. I often find streams are quieter than videos. Then when I start watching a video after I finish the stream, it's like, whoa, turn that back down. Right, so I think I'm going to start with Dorothy today with her gingham dress. So I pulled out some colours. I've got Pleasant Blue and Forget Me Not. There should be settings on your device and settings on YouTube itself for volume. Yes, if you press the cog on the YouTube video, sometimes that volume is down, so just double check that. Page is looking really nice. Thank you, Rochelle. I was watching one of your videos earlier. So the way I'm going to colour this is I'm going to go down in vertical lines with the Pleasant Blue and then go across in horizontal lines with the same colour, and then on the parts where that overlaps I will come in with the Forget-Me-Not Blue and colour those squares to give a good gingham pattern to it. So how is everybody today? What have you been up to? Is anyone colouring with me whilst watching the stream? I have been doing some Black Widows colour combos recently, as I've been using my Black Widows more and more in the recent week since I've got the full set. And so I've been going back to Karen at My Colourful Country Lives, her colour combo series, and doing them in my swatch journal. So I'll show you where I'm up to. I've done the reds and oranges and the yellows, and then I've got the colours written out for greens, and I've got the boxes drawn out up until the browns, and then I've just got to do the metals and skins boxes. I do find the actual colour combinations themselves quite relaxing to do. Just grab out all the pencils and blending away, and it's interesting having these different colour combos I wouldn't necessarily think of for each of the colours. So I was working on that this morning, did a bit more on this page, and then I did a page, started a page in the Midsummer Relaxation book by Jeonseon Jin. It's a really cute bright page. What's on the other side, so lots of fun. And I was using Black Widows for that as well. Ashley's working still, got another 2 hours and 18 minutes. Rachel's alright, but feeling rough the last couple of days, but on the mend. Playing some games with the boyfriend, so probably just lurking in this stream mostly. No worries, Rach. Glad you are on the way up, feeling better. Yana is working on a pencil brand selection for your next page. Lovely. How am I? I'm good today. Had a good day. I wasn't scheduled for any work yesterday. I usually do Tuesday evenings, and they just didn't schedule me anything, and I thought I'm not going to complain. But I've got work tomorrow morning, 7 till 2. Quite a nice easy day though, because one of the calls is just a 4-hour sit-in. We're just kind of keeping them company. Sometimes they let you go early as well, depending on how they are, what they want you to do, etc. You've got the stream on your TV, also doing some colouring in my Sunny Vines Happy Street book. Got like 5 pages left in it. I tend to work on one book until it's completed. That's a really interesting idea, Angie. I don't think my attention span could hold just working in one book until it's completed and then moving on to the next one. I enjoy jumping around with different art styles. Do have a few project books that I'm working to complete. But I've got so many in my collection now, it's hard to show them all the love that they deserve. Hey everyone, I'm here but kind of in lurk mode. No worries, Zoe, lurk away. I've got so much stuff pushed at the back of my desk. Just push pushed it back even more. Something was tapping as I coloured in the book, so I just moved that out of the way. Really loving this wireless keyboard for my iPad. Now I don't have to keep, I've had a little case on my lap. The keyboard is so lightweight. Oh, that's handy. Just keep the keyboard on your lap. Type from wherever you are in the room. We also provided a silicone cover for the keyboard, nice touch. Ah, so it doesn't make too much of a noise then, which is also quite nice. There we go. Now I can still slightly see the pencil lines underneath, so I may go over the lines with this darker blue. I'm going to go over all of the overlapping squares with this darker blue. Just lightly colouring over the top of them. I'll probably come back in with this pleasant blue as it is a bit more muted. Just try and blend the two together. It's hard doing like this striped pattern, grid pattern on a dress that's curving around. I just kind of went for it and hoped for the best. Tried to keep it in roughly the same direction whilst colouring. Becca treated themselves yesterday to some Language gel pens from Temu. Can't wait. Love that. I saw a tip the other day as well for the Language gel pens that if you put some blue tack on the end, it helps the ink to run more smoothly. And I tried it for a page I just completed yesterday where I was doing little yellow strawberry seeds, and it did work really well. Like often I find it sort of gets a bit watery or clogged up, and this just went smoothly on. You just plug the end with a bit of blue tack. I think I'm going to do an uncomplicated page in Twilight Garden and then go back to a more involved page with Microcosm or Fawn Fragile Buddy Colour with Steve. That sounds like a great plan, Yana. It's nice to sort of mix up the more complicated and more detailed involved pages. I was really in the mood to do some alcohol mark colouring recently, so the past, I think 3 or 4 pages I've coloured have all been Community Angel Cover pages. I've just been in the mood for something simpler. You watched Colour with Claire's video that Baby Cave divided below. I think it was a short that Colour with Claire did that I saw the tip on. So I was like, oh, let's give it a try. And I was like, oh yeah, it does work. This page is making me want to colour in the Escape to Oz colouring book that I just received in my Happy Mail. So many gorgeous floral pages in that book that I cannot wait to colour. You don't own any Angel Cove or Lana Green books. Oh, hang on. I just realised I don't have all live chat on. Hopefully I haven't missed any ones. Don't think so. Yeah, I like my Camila Angel Cove books for simpler colouring, cute and cosy ones, Morgan and Brian Matchstick Mouse, nice simple quick wins. Haven't seen my Happy Mail video yet. I literally uploaded it about half an hour before my stream started. I wanted to get up a little bit earlier, but I was doing a bit of filming this afternoon and finished a bit later than I thought I would. Getting a few videos ready in the bank. So I was going to do some filming yesterday, and then my dad came home to work from home and was upstairs the whole time, and I don't like to film when he's at home. Right. Have I missed any squares? That's the question. You love how I'm doing the dress, thank you. Sorry, my voice just went there. Thank you. Yeah, just drawing a little grid pattern, and then yeah, this is how I tend to colour gingham style dresses. I'm just going to go over with the darker blue shade over the overlapping lines. They are by no means the straightest or the most even, but for the purposes of the page it works. I went in with a pencil first just so I could erase any areas that looked a bit weird. I feel like with a fabric like this it shouldn't be so straight, but I couldn't think of how to curve it round properly, so I thought just keep it simple. I did a bit of curving up on the sleeve here, but that's about it. Outlining it with this darker blue is helping to give it a bit more definition, as well as cover up the grey pencil that was still showing underneath a bit. Ooh, this should have been a dark blue square there. Making her dress exactly like it is in the film, love it. Yeah, I can't see Dorothy without her gingham dress. It just doesn't feel right. So I'll have to add it, even if it isn't. Even if it does mean extra work for me, I've got to do it. Just feels right. You didn't get on with the Comfy Cozy or Morgan and Brian train either. That's fair enough, Yana. We each have our own styles and each have our own books, which we go to for simpler colouring. Sounds like you're using Maria Troll for that. I'm like, who else would I use for some? Probably like Luna Mayo. Johanna Basford can be quite straightforward sometimes, depending on the page. A good kind of mindless de-stress colouring. Rita Berman as well, depending on the page. It's fabric. If it's even, she will look like a robot, lol. And we've got a Tin Man, so we don't need a robot as well. My brain is trying to get me to buy stuff from my Amazon basket, and it's all trying to get me to buy tickets to a convention as that my favourite actor is at next month. Oh, that is the trouble, Angie, trying to... Too many nice things, too little money, too many books, too little time to colour. Plague of us colourists. Too many books, too little space. It all comes round. For some reason I've put 5 Maria Troll books on my 2-week coloured shelf. Not sure what I was thinking other than I should colour in these books. I had a Maria Troll month last month, Yana, and it was great going through almost all of her books. I missed one, and I'm gonna hopefully get that page coloured this month instead. It was great to just go back and make sure I get another page coloured in each of her books. And I realised how quick and simple some of her pages are. Like, a lot of the ones that I did only took me about an hour. When they're those small kind of circular designs or just ones in the middle of the page, if you're not doing a background, which I usually can't be bothered with, then they really don't take long at all. Right, let's grab this one again. Where was the other bit I missed? Over here. And here. Right, I'm just going to go back over with the pleasant blue over everything. Just to smooth it all out. Go back in my vertical and horizontal stripes here. I like going through my books from time to time to see how the illustrator and I have changed styles, techniques. Yeah, there are definitely certain illustrators that really change their style over time, and others who stay pretty consistent. And I found that doing my rank and rates. I've just gone through and tabbed Morgan O'Brien's and just filmed his actually, and his style changes quite a bit over the course of his books, where he gets more detailed and intricate. Johanna Basford really changes. Hannah Carson stays pretty consistent, other than the physical format of the books and size of them. Her art style from her most recent one to her oldest one looks very, very similar, in my opinion anyway. Maria Troll's changed a little bit, especially comparing like Drew Maurice to her latest ones. Kirby's evolved in the fact that he doesn't do his little doodles anymore. Who else have I got? Blue May has changed quite a lot, yeah. Kanoko even, Kamina Intricate, like, majority of artists do change quite, like, it's subtly over time, but there is a definite difference between all of their books. It's just fun to see. Clara stays pretty consistent. Oh yeah, Clara Markova. I don't have any of her books, so when I was looking across at my shelf, I didn't see her name popping out to me. Ooh, I missed a square there. And there. Missed a few down here. Going horizontally. Her books are just pure joy to colour in. I appreciate her artwork, Clara Markova, and I understand the obsession, but I'm personally glad that they never appealed to me considering how expensive they are. It is a little bit crazy. I could never justify spending that much on a book. Hi Vera, welcome in. Thank you for joining. How has your day been? How's the animals? I saw about your doggo. I'm sorry to hear about your doggo. I completely missed this stripe down there. Silly me. Right, there we go. That's looking a bit more evenly coloured. Right, I want to shade her these white parts of her dress now, so I've got light grey to do that. This day sucks, yeah. I can imagine it does, Vera. So just going in and doing a bit of shading on these kind of white undershirt here. I don't know whether to do these bits white or blue. I'm kind of leaning blue, but we'll see. I'm doing these white. Yeah, I think I'm going to go in these bits with the blue. Oh, I forgot my sharpener here. I do it so they're alternating in colours, because I think that's cute. There we go. And I'll just go with the light blue on this little scallop up here. There we are. And then I'm going to need to get a grey to do a bit of shading on this dress, I think. Light grey won't really show up at all, so I'm thinking dark grey might, no, not really. Let's go shadow. Let's grab that one. So one thing I dislike about the Black Widows is how the different sets have the names in different places. So you see the name there is more towards the centre, that one's more towards the bottom. Let's grab a... That one's the same as the Monarch set. What else have I got here? That one's right down the bottom. Like, so when it's in your pencil case, you can move certain ones to be at the right position, but you need to move more so you can see all of the names. So you kind of miss them sometimes, but it's just a little gripe. Let's grab shadow and just, oh, that is dark. I don't need to be using that much pressure. Especially not on the white parts, but just going over the lines here and the folds of the dress, so it's not looking as flat. Kind of going around the outside of it as well. On the white parts I need to be mindful to do a very light pressure. So on the blue parts, to get a sort of shadow looking effect, you need to press a bit harder, but on the white parts otherwise it just looks grey. Now this part I think is part of the lion, but now I'm looking at it, is it part of the dress? This part here. Because it kind of looks like, I think it's part of the dress, you know. So I'm going to have to add some more gingham stripes in. But that won't be too difficult. RE Black Widows, exactly, Erica, yeah. Just, and the fact that some colour dipped ends are longer than others. The Monarch and the Dragon set have a bit of a striped colour. If they could go, because they already went back with the oldest sets and actually added the colour dipped end, they could go back and make them different coloured bands there. I'd actually rather them just be the same colour. I don't care about these coloured bands. And just have them all be the pencil set, the number, then the name, because with some of these you miss the name when you're getting towards the end of the pencil, quite early on sort of thing. Hi Monica, you were just watching the full video, lol. No worries, I think a couple of people said that they were watching it. And yeah, oh, Yana's struggling to spell Erica. Erica. Oh dear. We love our autocorrect. So I know what I want to say, just let me say it. Right, I'm just going to add the gingham stripes here. I'm just kind of doing an imaginary lines there, and then carrying on these. This is just kind of how I did it for the rest. Grab the pleasant blue and go in there, so here. Yeah, now I've coloured this in, it's definitely part of the dress. That looks natural, that looks right. Hi Raven, welcome in. Thank you for joining. I haven't missed too much, just me doing the dress here. realised I missed a bit, so adding the gingham pattern on there. There we go. Right, back with our shadow pencil for the shadow. Go by the sleeve here. And where our arm is. I'm hoping now, once I've finished this page, I will obviously have a finished page in this book and the other book by Mickey Takai that I have, and I'll actually get round to colouring in them a little bit more than I have been. Definitely a neglected artist in my collection. How many of you guys have any of Mickey Takai's books? I'd love to know. I feel like they were quite popular a couple of years ago, a few years ago, because they're reasonably old. When was this published? Let's have a look. I don't know if it's at the front or the back. I think it's at the back actually. Often the Japanese, Korean books have got the publishing info at the back. 2016 it was first published. So it's definitely an older book. Yeah, I don't see as many people talking about them anymore. I'm just going to grab my rubber and go over some of these spots that look a bit too dark and grey. There we go, that's a little bit better. Looking just a little bit too muddy. Hello, Blue Sparkle Frog, welcome in. Thanks for joining. You don't have this one, but I have just one book from a Japanese illustrator. Monica says she needs this one. Yeah, they are very, very cute books. And I think there's 4 or maybe 5, because I've got 2 and 3. There's a yellow one, a blue one, a pink one, an orange one. We can have a search. Let's have a search. Bring up the browser. It's not showing it. Hang on. Let's check the properties of it. Okay, there we go. Now let's check. Colours, make you happy. Mickey Takai. How many do they have? So we got this blue one, which is the one I'm colouring in. I've got this one, the yellow one. And there's a pink one. That's the first one that they had. And I think there's another one which is like, yeah, here it is. It's like ballerina themed. Oh, there's a little Alice in Wonderland rabbit there. That looks like Romeo and Juliet on the cover. So yeah, it looks to be 4. And they also have a bunch of postcard books, which are really cute. They've got like a fairy tale one here. What else do they have? I know they've got one with bunnies on the cover. Got that one with the bears. Got this one with a whole bunch of animals. Ah, here's the one with bunnies on the cover. Yeah, loads of postcard books actually. The bird one. Yeah, some really cute pages. You need this one. You have the yellow one. Yeah, I've got the yellow one. You need to get some Korean and Japanese books. Yeah, it is definitely a rabbit hole you fall down when getting into the Japanese and Korean books. I've now got a whole shelf dedicated to those books. I've just had to kind of rearrange my colouring shelves because I'm starting to run out of room and I need more shelves. Sam's just going to watch. My PC doesn't like me doing anything else. Fair enough, Sam, no worries. Rebecca's got the yellow one and the purple one. Ooh, yeah. Nice. You need this one too. Is Etsy the best place to buy this book? I personally have never bought any books off Etsy because I find they're very expensive. Like the shipping's like £20 or something. I will always go on Amazon Japan, have at least 3 books in my cart, and then with the shipping it's around £10–12 per book. Like the books themselves are really cheap, then it's the shipping. It's usually around £20 for shipping, but it's only like an extra £2 if you add multiple books. But with Etsy, it charges you a full £20 if you're adding extra books, which, yeah, is a lot. I also know people buy from Pomodoro. They've got a website. But again, I've always bought directly from Amazon Japan. You make an account just like you do with your local Amazon, and it is really, really simple and straightforward. Oh, Rebecca, you've got some of the postcard books as well. Yeah, I have been, they are on my wish list. But I was like, until I actually colour in these, I shouldn't be getting any more. Just need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, as I just had a buzz for a notification come through. Oh, get off. There we are. Right, I'm going to do her skin now. So I've got mushroom and ice cream for that. I'm going for a nice pale look. Oh, and you said bunnies, I thought I had that one. But I have a Fairy Tale Journey with Forest Friends by Sayuri Kobayashi or something. I buy from Pomodoro. There we go. So that's someone rating Pomodoro. But yeah, I know the one you're on about, the Japanese rectangular book from the Tokumeku series. I do love those books, and I have neglected them as well this year. I think next year I need to have a goal where I colour in a Japanese/Korean book every month. Kind of like Jodie from JI Colorist. She has goals where she, I think this year it was colour a 10x10 and colour a international book, something like that. I want to do something similar, just to try and hold myself more accountable. Yeah, it's funny, it's only August and already I'm thinking about setting up and goals for next year. I love planning. I do kind of want to set up my journal relatively early so it's ready. Look at me, 28 people watching. Oh, I haven't even been paying attention because my OBS is messing up, but hello to all 28 that are here. Yeah, I find it's easier for me to have the pop-out chat window because then I can add chats myself. And so it means that it's hiding some of my OBS, so I can't actually see how many are here. Oh, Vera's also made plans for 2026. Yeah, it's just, I love the planning side of things and thinking about, okay, what do I want to do differently? What do I want to change in terms of journal spreads, what I want to track. I was actually looking into making my own journal, and then I started making one page for it and got frustrated and gave up and thought, I'll just make my own journal from scratch rather than get it produced and printed by Amazon. Because it's harder than you think, and for someone like me who's quite the perfectionist and wants everything to be laid out nicely, I wasn't quite sure how I needed to do it and what software was best. I knew I needed to start it early. I basically just wanted to recreate my journal that I have in a printed format with all the spreads and tracking things already set up there for me. Hi Anessa, you're swatching and listening. What are you swatching? I was looking earlier. I need to get myself a swatch chart for the Albrecht Duras so I can see them swatched dry and activated to see the difference. Because at the moment I'm just relying on my polychromo swatch, which they are the same colours, but obviously they will look slightly different when activated. I just want to add a bit more of the dark colour here as like a blush. Two days out from shoulder surgery. She's doing well, that's good. Rihanna has a surgery recovery buddy. Just watching some budget pencil sets, but I'm not a slob. I love all pencils except a couple of brands. Yeah, it's nice to have the variety. These are Smilo and Prang today. Never heard of those. It's funny, I've been colouring for so long and they're still pencil sets you've never even heard of. I don't know why I'm really struggling with her skin today. Just not looking quite right to me. Sure, it looks fine on camera, but yeah, it's just not doing it for me, but I can sort that out later. I'm going to add a bit of blue to her eyes. Literally just a tiny bit. And then I've got some browns for her hair. Got Mud, Negra, and what's the other one? Choctone. I'm going to start with the Choctone, the darkest one. I'm just following the lines already on the page here to create the shadows. I've got to say, colouring plaits like this I do find quite a bit of fun. Oh, Vera's working on a group buddy page in Dragonspell. Yeah, I was thinking about starting that page today and then I got distracted with other stuff. But seeing people talking about it in the group chat makes me feel inspired. I tell you what, this whole stream I felt like I need to sneeze and I still haven't sneezed. You know when you're just kind of waiting for that sneeze and it won't come? You just feel weird. Hi Amanda, welcome in. Thanks for joining. Emma's been working in Matchstick Mouse today. Lovely. I've been seeing a lot of your pictures on Instagram. They look so cute. Nessa did the background for the buddy colour in Dragon Spell so far. The Dragon Fruit page, correct? Yes, it's the Dragon Fruit page. I really don't know what I want to do with the background for that one. I kind of think I'll leave it till the end and see what colour will go nicely with everything else. Depending on the page, sometimes I do the background first because I have an idea for it and I don't want to shy away from it, leaving it till the end. And sometimes I do it last because either I don't have an idea or I've got multiple ideas and I'm not sure which one will suit best until I've actually coloured the main image, or I just can't be bothered to do one, so I put it off until the end. But often if that's the case, then I never actually will end up doing a background. But I'm a firm believer that not every page needs a background. I do think with the mythographics though, because they're bordered, they kind of need something in the background, even if it is just a flat colour. Most of the time the pages are detailed enough that the backgrounds aren't too much effort. Right, going in with the mud now. How do I join that group? It's the baby dragon coming out of the flower upside down. It's funny because I picked that out to colour for myself, then saw it was picked out for a group somewhere else, lol. Yeah, if you message Vera, you see her name on here, Vera Art on Instagram, she will add you to the group. It's just a group on Instagram. Everyone's free to join. You've done the background, now working on the dragon fruits, then 80% of the page will already be done, lol. Yeah, it's quite a straightforward page for a mythographic. There's not too many elements. You've got the dragon fruits, the background, the dragon itself, and you're done. Lovely stuff. Nice limited palette. It's going to be interesting, I think, seeing everyone's completed pages for this one and seeing how different they are, because the dragon fruits are more of a common, like, okay, they're going to be pink and green, and seeing the differences between people's pages where it's something that's quite known of what it's going to be, the colours, and seeing everyone's creativity from that point of view. Because with other pages, like, kind of any colour goes, there's no kind of, I mean, you can do your dragon fruits whatever colour you want, and there are different kinds of dragon fruits, of course. I'm not sure I like how mine is going, but that's okay. Can always get a second copy and try again. And you know what, Nessa? Not every page can be your favourite page, and that's okay. That is absolutely fine. And if you're not feeling inspired, it can wait for another day until you are feeling inspired. Hi Millie, welcome in. If I have a lot of background, I usually will do that first. Yeah, sometimes I like doing it first, you know, get it out of the way with, grounds the image a bit, but often I'll put it off because I don't like backgrounds. I don't like them. Oh, Emma, you've already done all of the pages that we picked. Wow, you are speeding through them. I haven't done one of them yet. And welcome in, Kimberlyn. Hello, not feeling great today, but this is great laying on the sofa. It's just so zen watching me colour. Oh, thanks, Kimberlyn. Glad to help be here to keep you company whilst you're not feeling too great. And hi, Gemma, welcome in. Nessa's using Colour Cube 485 for your dragon fruit page. Nice. I love using a Colour Cube palette. And I have recently just got the Practical Colour Combinations book, which I think I showed on my screen on stream last time. So I'll show you the actual book now. I really love it. It's quite a small book, as you can see, compared to this book, which in itself is smaller than like a Kirby or a Johanna Basford book, but it is really thick. It is chunky. And I just love the layout of it, and they're really unique palettes and stuff that you don't have in the colour cubes necessarily. And you've got lots more colours to choose from in these. So I'm really glad that I went ahead and got this. I definitely recommend it. And it is definitely a lot easier to look through than your colour cubes as well, which is nice. Ooh, that one's a fun one. And it's good that you've got keywords at the back that you can look for, and you've got the colours themselves. So I was looking at this book the other day going, okay, I want a nice periwinkly blue. Looked at a few of them and thought, okay, I'll flag that one. So it's nice that you've got the actual colours themselves to look at, and like the specific tone of shade that you want as well. Because sometimes you look at a page and go, okay, I want a bright yellow, so let's find all the ones with these bright yellows. So yeah, really love this book, and definitely worth the investment alongside the colour cubes. And they're split up into different sections as well. You've got some muted ones. These are cute, gentle and cheery. What are the cute, gentle and cheery? Jovial, positive, energetic and pops. Relaxation. Elegant with stylish ease and sophistication. Natural, chic and calm. Traditional. Wild and exotic. Fantastic and mysterious. And then simple and modern. So it's nice that it's in those different categories as well. So that's the Practical Combinations book. It's been out for years and years. Finally got it. I have a designated Leon's Journey as a complete the book project on a Facebook group. We shall see if I end up doing the entire book. I still have to finish Ivy. You know what? The books don't go off and they don't go anywhere. So even if you're behind, it's okay. I would love to finish Ivy too. I am still stuck on the Wonder Room page. Haven't touched it for quite some time now. I know a lot of people struggle with that page, and I am no exception. It's a gorgeous page though, I absolutely love it. It's just a lot on one page. It's a lot. You wanted to show me and Zoe first before posting. That's great, Emma. Yeah, if you send it in our... I don't know if Zoe made a group yet, but if she does, definitely post it to us in the group. Then we can share it on our completed pages videos. Amanda wants to colour tonight, but you're already falling asleep, lol. You use design seeds to get colour ideas, sort of like the colour cube, just online, been doing it for years. Yeah, sorry, tickle in my throat then. What was I saying? Oh, I used to have a Pinterest board where I would just save a bunch of colour palettes, and you've got online colour palette places. I think colourpalette.com is a name of a place where you can find colour palettes. There's so many online resources, and I use that all the time before getting the colour cubes, because I thought, well, if I get the colour cubes, I want to know if I'll use them. So for a good probably year and a half of using colour palettes online, that I was like, okay, let's invest in the colour cubes. For me, I just like the physical resource. It's nice. It is absolutely beautiful, but it's definitely a luxury. It's not a necessity. And these colour palette books are definitely easier to manage. Zoe is home and shattered. Time to get comfy. You get comfy and cozy. Did you win anything tonight? I'm needing to get a grooming brush on Timothy, but it's like trying to groom the Tasmanian devil. Yeah, who is Timothy Yana? He is part Maine Coon and has medium long hair and gets mats. Ah, yeah. I can imagine that's crazy to groom. We have a short hair cat, Lexi, but she still... We don't need to brush her that often, but every now and then she goes through molting seasons. She like equally hates but also loves getting brushed. We have this like glove mitt with loads of like bubbles on it and just kind of stroke her that way, and oh, she is absolutely hilarious when we do that. I like physical things, so I'm still debating on getting the cube or not. See, I like the cube. It's a great resource, but I didn't actually properly start using it until I also got the online colour cube palettes, because then you've got a file resource that you can browse through, you can pick different colours, you can look at different themes, and it's a much easier way of managing 500 cards and palettes and being able to see them all at a glance. But again, that's another added expense. It was very expensive for the digital version as well as the physical, but I was able to get that with some monetization from the channel. I'll go back in with my darkest and deepen up some of these shadows here. Your boyfriend is also named Timothy. That's so funny. Must be like, you brushing my boyfriend? What are you doing? He's named after Timothy B. Schmidt of the Eagles. Ah. Yeah, I think I would just prefer using design seeds, honestly. Yeah, and if it works for you, then that's great. And even with having the colour cube, sometimes you can't find the colour palette you want. So I end up looking online anyway sometimes, just searching. I find it useful, say I know I want pink, green and yellow in a colour palette. I'll search pink, green, yellow colour palettes and things will pop up, or blue and pink. And things will pop up with other colours involved with it, and that gives you a nice way of finding the specific colours you want. He does need a cream every now and then. Not yet, but we have been having some lovely chats through messages. Thanks, Zoe, means the world to me. Oh, that's lovely, Emma. Yeah, I know Jana has asked to join us, so we will make a little group soon. Zoe has been busy tonight. Struggling to get the definition I want on this hair. I just feel like I struggled a bit with her today. Don't know why. May have to fiddle around off camera as well, getting it the way I want it to. It's getting there. slowly but surely it's getting there. Right, I'm going to do the bows in her hair now. I'm going to do both blues there. I need to get back to using it though. Recently my brain thinks it's very good at colour theory by itself. And sometimes you have an idea for colours and that's what you want to do. Like, not every page requires a limited colour palette. I think sometimes I feel a bit held back with colour palettes, and I could go a bit more creative with colours if I didn't have one. Like, I love the look of limited colour palettes and colouring. Sometimes I'm like, it looks a little bit too limited in a way. Now I have no idea what colour to do this necklace here. If anyone has any ideas, I'd love to hear. Because I am not sure. I am not sure at all. Oh. I think I want to do these poppies next, get them coloured in. I'm thinking emerald, that'd be good. I was like, yeah, red. I think red would look too pow though. Emerald could be good. Are they pearls? It's kind of like a chain going down. So I'll probably, I don't know, you can barely, they're so minuscule and tiny. All lots of people saying emerald. Doing it, yeah. I'll save that for later. But yeah, good ideas everyone, thank you. BRB needs to turn the sprinkler off in the front yard. I have prismas mainly, but also a set of polys and Brute Funa squares. I did that Fairy Tales page, half Brute Funas, and it used up a lot, lol. Ah, yeah. Some pencils just seem to disintegrate on paper when you're colouring with them. You definitely need red glitter for the slippers, lol. I think for them, what I'm going to do is colour them red and then add a clear glitter over the top. You could do a silver necklace to bring the Tin Man over. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the chain silver, but it's just this kind of like, looks like a gemstone in the middle. I wasn't sure what to do with that, but I like the idea of emerald. Okay, I'm here, Meadow's done, and I'm in bed. Feeling like I'm coming down with a cold, hoping not. Oh no. Hope you're not too, Zoe. In the book, the shoes are silver. Yeah, but I love the look of the ruby slippers. And it would tie in nicely with the poppies as well. So, for the poppies, I've got Ladybug and Fire. So I'll start with Ladybug. Although not all of these flowers look the same, but I'm doing them all as poppies. And I'm doing what I often do for small flowers like this, just taking the dark colour around the centre in a circular motion to bring out towards the edge. And I'll go in with my lighter colour. The movie made them red to show off the new Technicolor. It is a poppy field in the movie. Yeah, I know that the original was silver, and the fun fact of they wanted to show off the Technicolor. I mean, did they need to go red? Not really. Like, you showed off your Technicolor well enough by just doing that first shot of her arriving in Oz. I'm sure back in 1939 that was very impressive. Or was it 1936? I always get mixed up. I think it was 39. It was the late 1930s. I just looked to see if Judy Garland wears a necklace in the movie. No necklace, yeah. No, I definitely don't remember a necklace, so that serves right. I can hear the witch saying, poppies, poppies. They are very pretty in red glitter, lol. Yeah, they are. They are. I know there's a blooper in the movie as well where it's when she's picking up a bunch of apples after the enchanted trees start throwing them at her. She's crawling on the floor. You can see she was wearing some like black pumps, like black jazz shoes or dance shoes in that scene, and they forgot to edit it out. So that's something to hunt for next time you watch if you didn't know that. Oh, Zoe's made the group, just need to add M into it, perfect. Here in the States, that movie used to be on once a year when I was a child. A huge television event each year. It was right for Thanksgiving. See, I don't think it's on TV in the UK all that much. We watched it a lot because we had it on DVD. We just watched it a lot. Mum loved the movie, we loved the movie. It was one of the musicals that my mum liked to watch that we also enjoyed as well. You know what, it is crazy how well it is held up over time. The fact that it's almost 100 years old now and it still looks great. And like the sort of, imagine how that would have looked 100 years ago and how impressive it would have been for like effects and things like that. It's kind of insane. I remember watching it for the first time when I was 3 or 4, standing next to my dad on the sofa and hiding my head behind his when The Witch came on. Of course, this was back in the 70s. Oh, bless. See, I never found The Wicked Witch all that scary. At least I don't remember. And I was a very scaredy child. But I found random, stupid things scary. Like, for example, in the Harry Potter movies, lots of people found the spider scene insanely scary. Nope, for me, it was specifically Voldemort appearing from the back of Quirrell's head that I couldn't watch and would terrify me. I was terrified of Monsters, Inc. Couldn't watch it. But Wicked Witch, I was like, yeah, that's fine. I used to watch it with my kids when they were little, but it's been a while. Do you remember the movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Yes, that is my mum's favourite movie of all time. Another one we watched a lot as kids, as we had it on DVD. Yeah, my mum loves that movie. My memory is that of a goldfish, so I could watch movies like that over and over and be surprised every time I watch. Love that. Oh, it's the monkeys, not the witch, lol. Yeah, those monkeys were weird. I only watched The Wizard of Oz the first time Christmas Eve, but I did see the stage show a couple of years ago, which is really good, highly recommend. Yeah, I can imagine it's really good. Do they add a bunch of different songs in it, I imagine? From stage musical. Takes a lot to scare me. First time I watched Exorcist, I laughed. Apparently when I was younger, I hated Postman Pat, lol. I could see that. Does anyone remember the movie Bedknobs and Broomsticks? Yes. We didn't watch it very often. We didn't have it on video or DVD like we did all of our other Disney movies. So we didn't watch it that often, but we did watch it anytime it was on TV. That's good. Good film. You hated Super Ted, lol. I don't even know what that is. Love Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Love Angela Lansbury. Yes. I actually find the scariest movie part was the plane crash in Castaway. I mean, plane crashes are terrifying. I actually only watched Castaway for the first time a couple of years ago. Don't know how I just managed to miss that film for so long. It's kind of crazier than I thought it would be. Like, the acting chops of Tom Hanks to kind of captivate an audience just by himself for an entire film is impressive. Hi KP, welcome. You're checking in for a quick hello. Hello. Yeah, the bobbing along song. I always think of that. I'm too young. Well, I mean, but you can't say that necessarily about films, because once a film exists, it exists forever. You could say that to all of us, that we're too young for Wizard of Oz, but it's such a timeless film. The Giant and the Rolled Dolls movie. I could not watch that at all. I don't know what the movie is called in English. Great Friendly Giant or something. The BFG, Big Friendly Giant. You were right there, Vera. I'm going to make my son watch all the classics. I am not allowing him to be addicted to Bluey. I hear Bluey is a good show. Yeah, I know. I knew what you were on about, Zoe. I was just giving an example. How old is not being too old for Wizard of Oz? I don't know. I mean, it's a timeless classic. Everyone needs to have seen it at least once. Wizard of Oz is one of my faves. What do people think of Wicked? Love Wicked. I have seen the stage show once, so I was really looking forward to it. And yeah, it did meet the expectations. Cannot wait for part 2. Just a few months to go now. I heard Bluey is a nice show, unlike SpongeBob when they bully everyone. Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Bluey because I don't have kids, and I don't have any kids sort of near me in my life. But I've heard that adults love it. And fair play. Oh, Super Ted was a TV show. Ah. The difference is that you grew up at a time where you could watch things wherever you wanted due to DVD. We had more shared television experience growing up as Gen Xers. Yeah, we growing up we did have a lot of films on videotape, VHS. All of our Disney films were on videotape, and yeah, I feel kind of fortunate that we had that childhood experience of fighting with my sister of who has to rewind the video back when it's finished. But we did also have DVDs. All of our Disney ones were on video. We had a very nice large collection, which meant that I've seen quite a lot of Disney films in my childhood, even more in my adulthood now. Bluey is the equivalent of Peppa Pig, vile misbehaved kid dogs that their parents can't control. Fair enough. Fair enough. Or you could say it's the dog version of the pigs, or the Australian version of the British Peppa Pig. You still need to see Wicked. I definitely recommend it. I remember going to the video shop. Lol, remember Blockbusters. Yeah, Blockbusters was still around when I was a kid. We just never rented. We just watched what we had. I think a lot of our Disney videos were inherited from my auntie. She gave them to us. I think as she started buying the DVDs, she gave us all her old Disney videotapes. And quote SpongeBob on a daily basis was my favourite show as a child. I never saw it. We were a CBeebies CBBC household because any other channel meant that you had to pay money for a package premium. So we just had the bog standard Freeview channels. We occasionally watched Boomerang, which had like Scooby-Doo on it. But other than that, we didn't have Nickelodeon or the Disney Channel, so I never watched any of those shows growing up. I don't remember having VHS until I was a little older, maybe not until upper elementary, middle school. I remember when it took ages from cinema release to VHS release. Yeah, even and Disney used to have something called the Vault, where not all of the videos would be in circulation. They would go into what they called the Disney Vault, and they would lock it up for like 10 years, and then they'd release it from the vault, and you would have a certain number of months or a couple of years to buy that video before it went back into the vault. And it was just a way of them being able to kind of generate more sales by creating this hype around the scarcity of these videos, and oh, you got to buy it now, you've got to buy it now, it's out of the vault. And that seems kind of a crazy time to not even have access to all of these Disney films. But it meant that they could re-release them in cinemas and you'd get people seeing them because they don't actually own it on home video. Going to the cinema was the only way to see it. I know lots of fun facts about Disney. It ran from 1983 to 1986, so must have just seen reruns of it when I was young. Yeah, I mean, TV's always got reruns, haven't they? Wicked was surprisingly good. My 12-year-old son, who hates TV and movies, liked Wicked. See, a lot of people have said that people who don't generally like musicals loved Wicked. My mum watched it the other day and she didn't like it. And she was like, I didn't like the songs, didn't like the characters, thought it was boring. And I was like, oh, okay. And she does like a lot of musicals and new ones as well. Like, she likes lots of different things. Didn't like Wicked. One of my favourite TV shows from the 90s was Dinosaurs. I just like SpongeBob, so annoying, lol, you didn't miss much, Jess. Yeah, lots of kids my age, SpongeBob was a big part of their life, and you see it all on like merchandise of t-shirts and everything, and I'm just like, nope, doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah, I remember the Vault. Hi Maria, welcome in. Colourful Planner Mother of 3. I do remember in the 2010s as well, Disney films were hard to find on DVD. I remember finding Beauty and the Beast after ages looking for it. Yeah, and then sort of late 2010s, they started releasing DVDs in the beautiful, which we have a collection downstairs, of these kind of like holographic, colourful cases. They're all in the same style on the spines, and we would collect them. Tesco would do something like 2 for 10, like 3 for 12. They'd do good deals, and we'd just buy a few new ones every time we saw them in the store. But the selection, yeah, it wasn't great. It took a while to get the collection we did. And then shortly after we got to the point where we had all the ones we wanted in the collection, Disney Plus was a thing, and you don't need them anymore because they're all readily available on there. The end of Wicked scared me when the monkeys turned into birds. It is very unsettling, that scene in Wicked. Definitely played into the grotesque nature of what happened. I'm very unsure about it. I think I will wait for the second part before making a full opinion on it. I think that's a good idea as well, because it is an unfinished story at the moment with part 1. There are so many unanswered questions, and it was funny when it finished in the cinema, well, when it released in the cinema, hearing all these people going, oh, here are my theories for part 2, and it's like, you don't need theories. The answers are all there. It's more theories now of like, what are they going to add? What tiny changes will they make? Because it's a very, very faithful adaptation from the stage show. They just kind of expanded everything. Oh, get rid of this pop-up. Waiting for the second part to watch the first. Yeah, that's fair enough. I understand that. I couldn't wait. Been waiting for years, ever since I saw the stage show, which wasn't that long ago actually. I was a 90s kid. Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, Recess on the Disney Channel. Love that. Yeah, we did like Scooby-Doo. It's had so many remakes now though. Before VCRs, we had to wait for the films to be in theatres. Not the Mama, whack. Love that show. I know a lot about Disney too. We will have to share facts. Yeah, I know a lot about the Disney parks as well. Like Disney World and California. Disneyland, California. I've never been to America. Never been to Disney World. I reckon I could give you a pretty good guided tour. And tell you which order to do things. And I've literally never been there. I've been to Disneyland Paris, so... But I've watched so many vlogs and channels over the years. Which I know some people would say means it spoils it for you, but for me, I don't know when I will go. And watching YouTube videos gives me so much joy, so... If I knew I was going somewhere imminently, like say with Epic Universe that's just opened in Orlando, I wouldn't have looked up vlogs and I would have wanted to experience it the first time myself if I knew I was going within the next year, but I have no plans of going, no one to go with, so I watch videos and live vicariously through them. You probably have answered this question before, Jess. What is your favourite Disney film? My favourite is The Lion King. It's just perfect in my opinion. It is my all-time favourite. Can't find the pencils I want. Is it that one? No. Zombie. There it is. Let's do these leaves. I've got them stored away for another page that I'm working on. Weirdly, there's only leaves on this side, not the other side. Kind of random couple of leaves. Recess was so good. Never seen it. Lion King is your favourite movie as well. Best film ever made. It's just... It is a cinematic masterpiece. It really, really is. And I have seen the stage show of it. Absolutely amazing. Disneyland Paris, when I went last summer, they were doing, I think they still are, have a stage show there, which is just a 30-minute, basically just all of the songs and then tiny bits of dialogue in between. And oh, it was so good. The way they did the Simba and Scar fight scene was so cool. They used like high ropes and like kind of jumped and swung from these ropes. It was so cool. I love the stage production of Lion King. It was so amazing. It really was. It really was. It was the top of my wish list of musicals to see until I saw it. And I had to wait 2 years for it because I booked to see it in 2022, got postponed because of COVID, and I had to wait 2 years. So I was so happy to see it. Have I watched Mufasa? Not yet. I'm kind of... I watched the live action Lion King and thought, why was this made? I wish I was just watching the original. It was mostly okay, apart from Be Prepared. They absolutely butchered that scene. I was furious leaving the cinema. So now I'm like, oh, do I want to watch Mufasa? I've heard only bad things about it, honestly. Yeah. Disney is my hyperfixation and probably what would be my specialist topic on Mastermind. So any talk on Disney, you got me. I feel that, Rach. I always love asking this, what your specialist subject would be. Mine would be Harry Potter. I am big into that. I know all the little things. But Disney would probably be second. I don't know if I'd go all the Disney films or if I'd go like the Disney parks. Is it also your favourite film to colour in your Disney colouring books? I don't think so. I don't tend to colour Lion King pages all that much. Because it's not very colourful, which is what I like with my Disney colouring books, and I quite like colouring the princesses. My favourite princess is Rapunzel from Tangled. That's probably my second favourite. I'm trying to think like what my top 5 would be. Zoe and I have done a tier list. Let me see if I can find... I don't know if I did a full tier list for Disney films. I did one for all the Pixar films. And because Zoe and I are going through and watching Disney and Pixar films and colouring a page themed to them. And yeah, we've been making a tier list as we go. I'll just log in on my laptop. I will be honest, Mufasa was so bad in my opinion. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've only heard bad things, which, yeah, doesn't put me in great kind of opinion to watch it. I don't have one for all the Disney films. I'll need to do that. Do all the Disney films in a tier list. But top 5, Lion King, Tangled, Beauty and the Beast is always a favourite. Encanto, love that. And fifth would probably be like Mulan. I love Mulan. So that's probably my top 5. Those aren't in order. I didn't like the real version of Lion King, preferred the cartoon version. It was kind of like, what was the point of doing a live action when it's all CGI animated and could be classed as an animated film again? It's strange. It's a goal in my life to get to all 6 Disney parks. Currently I have done 2. Hopefully that will be 4 next year. Rach, that is a dream of mine too. For me, I've only been to Paris. Next on my list is Disney World in Florida, then Tokyo, then California, then Shanghai, then Hong Kong. That would be my preferred order of seeing them, going to them. I agree, Mufasa was awful. Yeah. I actually didn't like Beauty and the Beast at all, and my friends hated me for it. Oh, yeah, Beauty and the Beast is a favourite of mine. I think as a child it was probably my favourite of all of them. But then The Lion King just grew on me over time, because I was a bit scared of Lion King when I was little. The hyenas were scary. Right, I have Midnight and Choctone for the centre of these poppies. In fact, it's probably so small that I could just do Midnight. I'll start with Choctone for a bit of warmth in the poppy centres. Mulan is also my favourite Disney film. That, Beauty and the Beast and Hunchback of Notre Dame. I like Hunchback, but that was a film that was banned because I was terrified of it. We got about 5 minutes in, I saw those gargoyles and I was like, nope. I appreciate it and I understand why people like it, but it's nowhere near the top of my list for me. It is, for a Disney movie, it is dark. It is really dark, really kind of evil, and you kind of think, how is this allowed to be a children's Disney movie? It's kind of insane. I've been to Disneyland and Disney World multiple times for both. Oh, you're lucky, Erica. I watched Jungle Book with my mother-in-law and son the other day. Oh, Jungle Book's a fun one. Beauty and the Beast is my all-time favourite. Good evening, Amy. Welcome in. I might like Beauty and the Beast more now as an adult. Yeah, your opinions do change over time. I mean, not all of the Disney films that exist nowadays existed back then. I do think Encanto is absolutely amazing. I was really obsessed with that when it first came out. Listened to the soundtrack constantly. Anytime I was going anywhere in the car, Encanto soundtrack would be on. And I loved the plot of it as well. I thought it was a really interesting and different plot. I also love Moana. The music in that is amazing. It's another one of my favourites of the more recent ones. But basically any film that was made in the Renaissance era, so from 89 to 99, are up there with my favourites. The music, the animation, the characters, yeah, just love those. That era of Disney films. In my humble opinion, Disneyland is better because it's more compact. Disney World covers a ginormous area, making it impossible to park up. Yeah, they are such different parks in America. Disneyland is also special because it's the only park that Walt touched and was part of and experienced himself. Disney World, I want to go there for the whole experience, seeing all those parks, going to Universal as well. It's for everything there. It would have to be, for me, at least 2 weeks going there. But for Disneyland, you could probably do 4 or 5 days. Because the layout of it is pretty similar to Disneyland Paris in terms of the proximity of the two parks to each other. And it is nice to be able to walk from your hotel to the resort. It is really, really great. Like, everything is almost within walking distance in Disneyland Paris. For talking favourite Disney films, I'm quite partial to Tangled. Yeah, I love Tangled. She's my favourite. Rapunzel's my favourite Disney princess. That was the first Disney film I saw after I thought I was too cool and old. That was the first one to get. I was still a bit, in my opinion back there, a bit too old, but I did love it at the cinema. You loved Encanto too. That's why I like it, because it's darker than other films. No way Disney could get away with it now. No, absolutely not. It is insane that it was even greenlit in the first place, Hunchback, but yeah. Don't forget 101 Dalmatians. I did like that as a child, but for me it's all about the songs. It needs good songs in it, so that's why I like the Renaissance period and all the amazing songs in it. Because they took formulas from musicals and the way that they're formatted. That's why I like them so much. 89 happens to be my favourite year because I was born, and it's the year of Little Mermaid as well. Like all the new ones, Tangled, Soul, Moana, Wish, all pretty solid. See, Wish, no, I thought that was terrible. Such a boring film. I'm sorry, but I do not think that was good. I think they did a terrible job of doing a big piece for the 100th anniversary of the Disney company. They just, it failed in my eyes. Luca was cute though. I did like Luca, Pixar film. I think my joint top 2 Disney films are Fox and the Hound and Lion King 2. See, I liked Fox and the Hound. We didn't watch it too much as kids. We had our ones that we would watch sort of every time. My mum had a rule that we could only watch a film once in the holiday period, so we had to pick and choose at the right time. So Fox and the Hound was probably lower down on the list of things that we chose, just because it's so damn sad. It's so sad. I haven't watched it in years. Don't think I've watched it since I was a child, so it would be good to watch it again. You've never been to Disneyland, but my friend goes pretty much annually. I'd love to do that. I'd love to go annually. Universal's fun. I went as part of a corporate event, shut down the park for us, but the focus was on networking. Oh, I think that's so amazing to go to a park like that as part of work. Oh, wow. If you ever go to Tokyo, the Beauty and the Beast ride has my recommendation. It's beautiful and it's made me very emotional. My partner was impressed with the tech on it. Yeah, that Beauty and the Beast ride and the new Frozen ride. Oh my gosh, the animatronics on that ride are incredible because I've watched vlogs for that as well. And the food at Tokyo Disneyland looks so good. Yeah, everything about it is just amazing. Have I seen The Black Cauldron? I watched about 5 minutes of it and then it got put on a shelf, never to be watched again because I was terrified as a child and never was interested in rewatching it as an adult. One day though, one day I'll watch it fully. So there I was, networking in the middle of the Weasley joke shop when I really wanted to be riding the coasters. Yeah, and going and buying things as well. The Black Cauldron was scary. I thought, yeah, nope. I think it was literally like maybe even 30 seconds into the film where they first had the, what's it, the Horned King? Is that the name of the villain? And I was like, nope, started screaming, didn't watch it. And I wasn't tiny, I think I was like 7 or 8. So Mum was like, nope, we ain't going through the Monsters Inc. again, where I used to have nightmares. It's okay, I think I only liked it because my son liked it. That's fair enough. One thing I'll give Wish is that they at least made the villain evil, but I agree the songs were so bad, although I'd rather than watch the Raya and the Last Dragon. I hated Raya too. I thought it was so boring. Like, the plot was just nothing. Same with Wish, really. I didn't like the villain in Wish. His song was terrible. Sounded like it was written by AI. Yeah, wasn't a fan of that. For me, I just didn't like how quickly the villains switched and seemed to for no reason in Wish. It's just a film that I'm not going to be rushing back to see again. That's for sure. Greythorn, medium grey, and gunmetal. Not Disney, but I love Thumbelina and Anastasia for the songs too. I've never seen either of those. Did anyone watch The Swan Princess? I loved that as a child. It was one we had on videotape as well. One of our favourites. The songs in that were great as well. I don't know who made it. I think it might have been Columbia. I'm not sure. But yeah, we really loved that and thought it was a Disney film for years until I grew up and started knowing which were which. Yep, Honking. Fat View is the Forgotten Princess, Disney Princess Anastasia. Yeah, Anastasia was made by a different company. Was it Sony? I think it was Sony. Thumbelina and Anastasia and the Swan Princess. Yes. Yeah, more people who watch the Swan Princess. Not Disney, not animation, but Matilda on Netflix is amazing. The talent of those kids blows me away. Which Matilda version? Like the musical one that was released a couple of years ago. The one with Danny DeVito, love that one. Anastasia was Fox. Ah, there you go. The workday is almost done. Yes, Ashley! Are you down to your final few minutes? You liked Anastasia, did you also see Bartok? I haven't seen Anastasia actually, but I have heard that people absolutely love it. Musical film, I think 2022 Netflix. Ah, yeah, I think I know the one you're on about. My favourite animated film is Shrek 1 and 2. I'm a Disney girl at heart, but Shrek is my favourite animated movie. Yeah, Shrek 2 for me. It's my favourite. Watched that a lot growing up. we had the Shrek 2 DVD where it had the that little faraway idol singing contest on it with Simon Cowell making an appearance. It was so strange. But we watched that kind of clip a lot as well. The like bonus features on it were great. Then I think the original Shrek we have on videotape. Disney owns Fox now, so technically Anastasia could be cast as a Disney princess. Yeah, I mean, technically, but I don't think they do officially. She's not in the official Disney princess lineup. Same as like Princess Leia. Not considered. They have strict requirements for the Disney princess lineup. There are some snubbed ones that deserve to be on there that aren't, or there's a couple that were on it and got taken off. Anna and Elsa are too popular to be part of the Disney princess lineup for their merchandising, so they're part of their own. They're classed as separate entities kind of thing. You got 39 minutes. I always want to say the casting of Miss Trunchbull in the 90s version was the most perfect casting choice for any character ever. Yes, it was Pam Ferris, wasn't it? Perfect. I mean, the whole family was perfect. Like Matilda was great, the Trunchbulls, perfect. And like the behind the scenes stuff as well of Danny DeVito caring for, what was her name, Mara Wilson. So sweet, because her mother was dying or something like that, going through a very tough time, and Danny DeVito like adopted her as a second child. Like he was his second father, her second father. Yeah, it's got some great behind the scenes info for that film. How about All Dogs Go to Heaven? Haven't seen that one, I'm afraid. Far Far Away Idol is great, although all I remember is Prince Charming falling down a trapdoor. Haha. Yeah, and him singing I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt. We almost always picked Shrek and Fiona as the winners because we were basic. But occasionally we'd shake up and pick something else. She wasn't in Wreck-It Ralph 2. Yeah, good point. I loved her in Call the Midwife, yeah. Oh, what else was she in? She was in the Nativity as well. The first one. And, of course, she was Aunt Marge in the Harry Potter films. She's been in a lot of series, Pam Ferris, in a lot of iconic movies. Bye Jess, off to bed now. Thanks for the great chat. Great image, by the way. Night Emma, take care. What does Pam Ferris play in Call the Midwife? She was in the first few series. She played one of the nuns' sister, Evangelina, I believe. The kind of strict one. Yeah, she died on the show, the character. Yes, Sister Evangelina, I was right. I want to say she was in up to like series 3 or 4, something like that. Ah, yes, remember her, yeah. So we've talked about favourite Disney films. I think it's only right to move on to Pixar now. What's everyone's favourite Pixar films? I do have a tier list I can show you for that one. But my favourites, favourite is The Incredibles. Love that one. And then I also love Toy Story 2, the first Toy Story, Finding Nemo, Inside Out. Inside Out, yeah. Toy Story, yeah. Yeah. Inside Out is Pixar, yeah. Let me get up my tier list that I made. Oh dear. I need to sort out my ad blocker and turn it off for this site because it doesn't like it. Pause on this site. Come on. Ah. I've done it. There we go. Let's go back. You love Up? Yeah, Up's a great one. Here's my Pixar tier list. Here we go, I can show you. So S tier, I've got Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Inside Out, and Coco. I love Coco. Such a good one. A tier, I've got Monsters Inc., Up, Ratatouille, Toy Story 3. In B tier, I've got Bugs Life, Monsters University, and Turning Red. C, I've got WALL-E, Brave, Finding Dory, and Toy Story 4. I didn't really like Toy Story 4. D tier, I've got Cars, Incredibles 2, Onward, Luca. Luca should be higher. Luca should be C. C tier is better than them. And Elemental, actually. Let's change these. Luca. Oh, I can't edit it. But I think Luca and Elemental should be higher. I was a bit harsh on them. Definitely prefer them a lot more than the others in that tier. E tier, I've got Cars 3, Soul and Lightyear, and the only ones I think are bad Pixar films are Cars 2, terrible, and The Good Dinosaur, just boring. No plot to it. That's my tier list for Pixar films. Let me get the chat back up. You love Up. You're not as attached to Pixar, but I love Incredibles and Monsters Inc. And I think Luca is very underrated. Yeah, I did like Luca. I've only seen it once though. I think most of my Disney unpopular opinions are related to Pixar. See, Pixar's films from like the first kind of 8 or 10 they did were just all absolute bangers. Finding Nemo and Bug's Life. Bug's Life is so underrated. Up, Coco, and Finding Nemo. There's actually quite a few Pixar I haven't seen. Oh, I like Soul too. Yeah, I've seen all but one of Pixar's films. I've seen them all apart from Inside Out 2, which I do need to see because I have heard it is great. But it's apparently quite emotional, so I'm like, I might need to be in the mood for it. I did love the first one. It's such a good film. But yeah, you can see from my list that most of my favourites are the classic Pixars. Made from their early days where they were experimenting and it was all about the storytelling. Rather than about churning out a load of sequels, which they became known for. Don't really like any of the sequels apart from the Toy Story ones, which do hold up. Toy Story 2 is my favourite of all the Toy Stories. I saw Up at Pixar. You do not walk out of the theatre during the credits. Inside Out 2 is very good. I love both of those films. Wreck-It Ralph is a Disney film. I'm here on the couch going, Minions, Despicable Me. Then I looked it up and realised they're from Universal Studios. How didn't I realise? Yeah, Despicable Me is Illumination, which made the Secret Life of Pets movies. Illumination, it did Boss Baby. I'm trying to think of others. Megamind, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of the Universal parks. Yeah, I am that person who will be like, nope, that's not Disney. I know my Disney films, that's not Disney. And there's even like separate branches from Disney which aren't classed as Disney animated classics, but because they're not made by the official studio, and yeah, it gets messy. There's lots of different things. I liked Inside Out too, but I really didn't like how they handled the anxiety element in it. I will not spoil it. I think it's still worth a watch. Megamind's DreamWorks. Ah, yeah, I couldn't quite remember. And then DreamWorks is Shrek, Flushed Away. Trying to think of others. What else? DreamWorks. Oh, like the Kung Fu Panda films. They're DreamWorks. Oh, How to Train Your Dragon, of course. It's one of my mum's favourites of those. Madagascar, yes. Forgot about Madagascar. Those movies are brilliant. Yeah, I did quite enjoy them growing up, as they were released kind of as I was growing up as a child in the early 2000s. Because when I was growing up, Disney were on a bit of a bad streak. They were in the post-Renaissance era, dipping into CGI, and it was weird. The films were not very good during the era I was growing up, but Pixar was where it was at. Chicken Run, one of my faves. That is Aardman Animations, who had a deal with DreamWorks that did not go very well. They made like 2 films and then gave up. But they're the same people who made the Wallace and Gromit films, Aardman. I remember all those Disney. Yeah, the straight to video release, straight to VHS, the home release movies, and they were mostly terrible. I've seen a few of them on Disney Plus, and oh God, they are bad. They are really bad. The only ones that are halfway decent are the Lion King ones. I remember really liking Little Mermaid 2 in particular. I never seen that one. Oh, Shark Tale. Loved Shark Tale. We had that on DVD. But yeah, all our Disney films growing up were on videotape, and then pretty much everything else that we had was on DVD. All the DreamWorks animations. You liked Aladdin King of Thieves? Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. There's only a couple that I have seen, to be honest, of the Disney direct-to-video sequels. I saw Pocahontas 2. Not good. Very not good. I love the original Pocahontas. That's another one of my favourites, actually. Lion King 2 is good, and 1.5 is funny. What else have I seen? That might be it. So I really haven't seen many. I know people say that the third Cinderella one is pretty good in comparison. See, the Disney direct-to-video sequels are things I think I've seen, but it turns out I've actually just seen people's reviews on it. And so I think I've seen them, but I haven't. So I know like the plots and how good or bad they are. Didn't DuckTales, the TV show, have an awesome theme song? Yes, they did. I don't know what it is because I never watched it, but I can kind of think of what you're thinking of. As a kid, a lot of my VHS tapes were broken. I was convinced for years that Cinderella ended with the sisters ripping the dress and her crying on the bench because that's where the VHS did. So when I watched Cinderella 2, I was very confused how she got the prince. Oh my gosh, that's quite... It was just like, oh, is that it? No bibbidi bobbidi boo? You never even meet the fairy godmother. You're like, everyone's talking about the fairy godmother. Oh, where's my fairy godmother in life? And you're just like, yeah, what fairy godmother? What is that? That would be quite a tragic ending to a film. Just ripping off her dress and boom, done. Credits. $9.38. Right. So I'm going to finish this Tin Man. Colour the lion. Actually, I'll colour this basket and the slippers first, and then I'll do the lion. And then I will call it a day, because I haven't figured out what colours I want to use for the scarecrow yet. It's kind of funky looking back here with this striped shirt. I'm not sure what colours I want to use for him. But I planned out all the other characters before stream, but I just couldn't make my mind up for him where I want to go. Often I colour him with like a olivey green kind of shirt. My other books that I've got Wizard of Oz in. I think in the film he's wearing a green shirt, isn't he? I could do like a neutral brown. I'm not quite sure yet. Pocahontas 2, don't get me started when she chose... No, it wasn't John Smith, it was John Rolfe. And she ditched John Smith, the whole reason she went there, and it was like, come on, I know, like, this is the point where you're choosing to be actually factually accurate with who she ends up with. I was like, what? Like, I understand why people don't like Pocahontas because of it being tied to history and whatnot. But as a kid, you don't know anything about Pocahontas being a real person. You just watch a film and appreciate it for what it is. And I still have that mentality that it is a film, it is a story that was inspired. It just has the same characters' names, because if you took the real events, that's not Disney film appropriate. But yeah, why in the sequel did they decide to go, okay, let's go for historical accuracy, and she actually ends up with John Rolfe? Like, no, keep it to the sweet love story. And the Disney sequels love a fake out death. That's something I know for sure. They do it in a lot of films. There was this guy that I watched that reviewed a bunch of the Disney sequels, and he goes, it's time for the Disney sequel fake out death. Yeah, that's the John you meant. Yeah, I knew what you meant. It was weird that they're both called John as well. I couldn't think of another name. I know it's real life, but still. Sorry. Basil the Great Mouse Detective ended with the dad being taken and the child mouse looking for help. That was the first 10 minutes of the film, and I was still convinced that was how it was ended. We watched that quite a lot as a child. Again, it wasn't one of our absolute favourites, but we did have it on video. And I haven't watched it since I was a child, so I can barely remember what happens, other than the fact that Basil is Sherlock Holmes, and the villain's called Ratigan. And he's got this weird bat with a wooden leg. That's all I can remember. I cannot tell you how the plot goes, so it will be good to watch it again eventually to remind myself how it happened. what goes on because I have no memory of the plot, other than maybe like a kidnapping. I don't know. It's been a long time. Zoe's gonna head off, not feeling great, gonna chill and try and get some sleep. You take care, Zoe. Hope you get to sleep. Seamus Gorman, yes! I was wondering if someone was gonna get who I was referencing. Yeah. I think I liked him because I think he's the same age as me, similar age to me, so a lot of the same kind of interest. British as well, so appreciate that. I don't like Braveheart, a lot of false yeah, I've never seen it. All I know is oh, what's his name? It was just in my head. Same guy in Pocahontas, isn't it? I cannot think. Someone's going to put it in the comments. Mel Gibson, that's it. I was just waiting for someone to comment it. Yeah, all I know about Braveheart is Mel Gibson's terrible Scottish accent. Question, ladies, which Disney prince would I date? Lol. What's my favourite Disney prince? That's hard. That's hard. I think probably my favourite, not necessarily the one I'd date, but my favourite Disney prince is probably Aladdin. I just think he's cool. He's a cool guy. Trying to think about... Oh, I mean, I've got my answer. It's Flynn Rider, come on. It's got to be Flynn Rider, that's the one I'd date. Eugene Fitzherbert, yeah, same guy. I've not seen The Great Mouse Detective, but I do know the Ratigan song. Yeah, I have vague memories of the Ratigan song. I'd go Eric from The Little Mermaid, Adam the Beast. I prefer him in beast form though. You got Aladdin. Yeah, Eric is probably another one I was thinking of in terms of looks. But I mean, you've got to go as icon producers sat down, had a meeting, and basically created this hot guy. They had a hot guy meeting to create the best looking guy they could in a Disney film, and Flynn Rider's what they came up with. I mean, come on, the smolder. Oh yeah, just got back from work and was putting YouTube on to chill out before bed and saw you were live. So glad to actually catch you live. Welcome in, Jess. Welcome in. Glad to have you join us, a fellow Jess in the chat. I have to say, I am surprised that it has taken me this long to find another Jess in the colouring community, considering how popular my name is. But then again, it's popular for kind of my generation. And I'm quite young in the colouring community compared to majority of people. They're in their... I'd say majority of the people in the colouring community are probably in their 40s-ish. They've got kids. I don't know, it is very generalising. There's a very wide range. You've got people in their early 20s and then people in their 70s colouring, which is it's so lovely that we can connect with all these people from different age groups and connect over our love of colouring. Disney crush is Maui from Moana, but I don't think he counts. Yeah, he's a god. But then again, would Hercules count as a Disney prince? No, I mean, Megra's not a Disney princess. Probably she's a snubbed Disney princess. She probably should be one. Yeah, I know I know a lot of Jesses. I just turned 30 and there was 6 other Jesses in my secondary school. Yeah. I'm 26, so in my primary school there was, I think, 6 at one point. When I was at, what am I trying to think of? Oh, at my last job there was 7 by the time I left. 7 Jesses working with me. When I was doing my A-levels, there was another Jess, and not only was it another Jess, but it was another Jess B, as in the surname beginning with B. So, and we were in all the same lessons together. So teachers would go, Jess, which one? Jess B, which one? And they'd be like, you, just pointing at us. Obviously in his human form, I don't do furry. Your early 30s, Amy. If it helps, Jess, I think we are about the same. Not going to ask you to clarify, but from talking our childhood experience, they seem pretty similar, yeah. I'm 26, I don't mind telling. 99, but barely a 90s baby. But, well, grew up in the early 2000s. Vera's going to sleep. Have a nice evening. Thanks for joining us, Vera. Angie's mid-30s, getting close to late 30s. I'll be 36 on the 24th of the month. You're still mid-30s, thank you. I am mid-20s. For me, I'm using the 20s as an example. From 20 to 23, that's early 20s. From 24 to 26, that's mid-20s. From 27 to 29, that's late 20s. That's my opinion. I feel that makes sense. You're also 26, just turned 26 a couple of weeks ago. Nice. So yeah, we would have been in the same year at school then, Rach. I'm a February baby. I'm Aquarius. Yeah, Jess was definitely a popular name. I'd say from late 80s onwards, Jess was really popular. Well, Jessica. It still is quite a popular name. I think it's still in the top. It's been in the top 10 baby names for years. But apparently when I was born, it wasn't that popular. My mum didn't know any other baby Jessicas, and I was like, it wasn't the top baby name, so I don't know where you were looking. 80s baby, 90s kid, 90s baby. Completely agree with you, Jess. The ages and when you're early, mid, late in the decade, yeah, it just makes sense. 70s baby, 80s kid. Yeah, graduated from high school in the 90s. I thought I got my name because Friends was popular at the time, but I don't think my parents watched that. Yeah, a lot of people there were a lot of Rachels born in the sort of late 90s, weren't there? I'm going to do this poppy now, where the lion is holding. I'm just specifically thinking of Rachel Berry on Glee. And she goes, yeah, my dads were big Friends fans. I think my parents said that they were inspired to call me Jessica because of Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is a bit weird to see that character and name your baby after it. but they said that was one of their inspirations. I think in the 90s, Jessica's was one of the most popular girls' names, and I think my birth year was maybe top 5, and my mum thought she'd give me a less common name. Yeah, that's what mine said. Because my sister has quite an uncommon name. It's not like insanely uncommon, but you very rarely meet people with her name. I won't say it because it's not my place to share her name online. And I would say, why did you give me one of the most popular names ever? And then my sister's something that you never see. Like, you never find her name on a keychain, whereas for me, you'd never find my name on a keychain because it's always sold out. So we never find our names on keychains. But Mum goes, see, your name wasn't popular back then. It wasn't a common name. I'm like, but you look back and it was. There were 5 other Ericas in the marching band. Wow. And that's quite specific as well, that they were all from in the same kind of club. I got my name because my mum was drugged up on pain meds and see my name in lights. Fair enough. You got your name from a Swedish second great grandma. Ah. Yeah, mine was apparently Jessica Rabbit. Yeah, but normally it's Jessica on keychains, and I'm only called Jessica by my grandparents. I much prefer Jess. Yeah, I agree. I always say to, whenever people ask me, oh, what do you prefer, Jess or Jessica? Jess. Jessica's for when I'm in trouble. That's what I always say. Jessica's when I'm in trouble. My name is very common. I know so many Rebeccas. Yeah, Rebecca was a popular name. And Amy was. Just so many different spellings of Amy's, though. If I were a boy, apparently I would have been called Grant. It's quite different in vibes to Amy, I think. If I were a boy, I would have been Dominic. And I'm glad I'm a girl. Don't like that name. My nan said to me once, she was glad out of all of her grandchildren that I was specifically the gender I was, because she hated the name Dominic. I was like, me too. Mum goes, but you wouldn't have known any different. That's what you also say to people, Jessica, when I'm in trouble as a kid. You know, and James, I feel like Rachel and James give off kind of the same energy in terms of vibes. Rebecca is my name too when I'm in trouble. I can only think Grant from EastEnders as the inspiration. Yeah, could be. Because it's definitely one of those names that's dying out, along with like Nigel, Colin. Don't meet many baby Grants nowadays, do you? Right, what am I doing? Castle and saddle for his mane. My granny wanted me to be named after her and my mum. I've got the same middle name as my mum, just spelled differently. My friends call me Angie and my family call me Angela. If I was a boy, I would have been called Robert. That honour went to my brother. My sister would have been called Robert if she was a boy. That was quite a popular boy's name growing up. Doesn't show up on any, but I did get a penguin badge when they ran it my name with the Amy spelling. Burnt my name with the Amy spelling. Oh, cute. It could have been the American name Jessie. I guess named after St James's Park. My family are all football pets. Fair enough. If I was a boy, I was going to be named Nathan. Elizabeth. So for my confirmation I picked Elizabeth as my name in honour of her. Lovely. I'm off to bed now. Thank you for your live stream. Pictures looking lovely. Night everyone. Night Becca. Lovely to have you join us. Or baby Boris. Yeah, can't picture a baby Boris. I did have a Gary in my school though. I had a Gary in the year above me, which don't meet many baby Garys. It is weird though how like names go in and out of fashion. Like there's lots of popular names nowadays which are quite like old-fashioned names. So like Victorian or early 1900s kind of style. They're coming popular again. They just get the resurgences. Gary just makes me think of Pokemon. Yeah, there's definitely more old-fashioned names being used again recently. Yeah, I just like with sort of people getting baby name ideas, and I'm like, that's quite old-fashioned. That, but coming back around. Everything comes back around eventually. Give it 20 years, and you'll have thousands of baby Borises and Nigels and Garys and Collins. It's all to do with media as well, like popular character names. What's popular at the time? I bet there's a bunch of Anthony's and Collins and Benedict's, Eloise's, Daphne's kicking around now after Bridgerton. Like there was loads of crazy names that people give their babies after Game of Thrones and things like that. You had Friends being very influential. Rosie, I've noticed, is getting used a lot now lately, which I think is a lovely name. Rosie, I feel like Rosie's been going around for quite a few years, like, I don't know, like 20 years, I want to say. Rosie is a cute name. Kind of any name ending in E. Rosie, I'm thinking like Lily, Archie, Alfie. Lots of E ending names are very popular. Baby names from my peers are things like Archie, Nathaniel, Alfie, Arthur, Theodore. So many Theos and Teddies. Yeah, I don't... When I did a year of teaching, and there were quite a few Theos when I was doing that. Archie was another popular name. Like every class I went to, there seemed to be an Archie. Lots of Elsa and Anna's from Frozen. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I think, especially with Elsa. It's a really nice name, though. You know, 6 Theos, wow. Wow. See, I came, for my secondary school at least, it was quite a small school, so there weren't many people in there sharing the same name. Ollie was quite a common name for, and Jack. I think we had 3 Jacks or 4 Jacks at one point in my year at school. So for a school which only had about 150, less than that in a year, that was quite a common name to have a bunch of Jacks. And in secondary school I was actually the only Jess for a good while until I did my A-levels. Another one joined. You had loads of Jacks too. There you go. It's probably on the top baby name list from late 90s, early 2000s. Right, now I'm doing Saddle and Stink Bug for the rest of him. Nope, that's Castle. That's way too dark. Oh, hi Jamie, welcome in. Pages looking beautiful, thank you. I am getting close to wrapping up. I want to get this lion done and then this basket done, and then I will be done for the evening. In fact, I may even leave it at the lion and do the basket next time on Friday. But I think in the next stream I will be finishing, because I haven't got too much left. I've got the scarecrow, which I need to figure out what colours I want to give him, and just like the background bits. I'm thinking of keeping this border like white lace, and using a white gel pen to go over it and just colour in some elements here. I can't remember what the most popular name in my class. I think they tried to keep kids with the same names in separate classes. Yeah, see, because it was a small school, we knew all the kids in our year. We would be in different classes together, etc. Where is my... Okay. Did the screen go blank your end? I just saw a flash of black next to me. That was weird. But we're all good now. I am using Black Widows, yes. I've been really enjoying them recently and using them a lot on pages. They have such a good colour range. It's really good muted colours. They're working okay in here. They don't layer too well, I will say, but they lay down nicely for the first layer. It's just, they're a bit kind of streaky almost when you do more than one layer, but I'm working with it. It's definitely not the best paper for them in my opinion, but not terrible. Briefly, yeah. It was so weird. I was just like, what happened? It just all went black. The whole screen. I got worried that it like completely malfunctioned and shut down. I was like, nope, you're done streaming now. You don't get to do anymore. So this is a really nice colour combo for the lion here. Used Saddle, Stink Bug and Castle and dark chocolate on its nose. As I always do, I will pop all of the pencils into the description after I have finished the live stream. just so then if anyone's watching on playback or wants to go back and see what colours I used without having to listen to me going, oh, I'm using this one now, you can just check the description. Yeah, especially the stink bug colour. It's like the perfect lion kind of yellow toned brown. Might give him some nice dark brown eyes to match his nose there. What time is it? Yeah, 10 past 10 almost. It's just about time to wrap up. I do want to get this basket done actually. I think it would annoy me having all of these elements down at the bottom coloured and leaving that basket. So I will do that quickly. We'll use some of the same browns that I used on his mane and for her hair, just to kind of tie those colours together. Yeah, it's a lovely unique brown colour, perfect for a lion. Yeah, I do like the browns in the Black Widow set. They have some really nice browns in it. And browns I often find in pencils can be hit or miss. Polychromos have perfect browns. I love the Polychromos browns. Prismacolors, I don't really like that much. There's like one colour family of browns that I like and the rest I don't use very often. So many browns are too red toned. Like the Arteza Experts, too red. The Artex are the same, where there's only one kind of set of browns that I like. And then I don't use the rest because they're too red toned. But this has a really nice mix. It does have some red toned ones, but some really nice neutral ones, some perfect like beigey colours, which you very rarely see in pencil sets, so I do reach for these a lot, for the beiges. Often I'll add in, it used to be fawn because that was all I had, but I'll add in like Merc or Eggshell or light Mocha to add a bit of a beige highlight to some of my browns if I want it to be nice and light. You're colouring clouds at the moment? Oh, in which book, Amy? Which book and what page? Right, there we go. Now let's grab, let's say mud, castle, maybe a bit of saddle for the basket here. We're still on the honey pot page in Mythographic. I'm so slow, but the honey is all done at least. I tell you what, that honey pot page, you want about the one in Wild Summer? I've had that as a whip for over a year now. I do need to finish it. It's just finding the time to tackle those whips when you've got so many other planned pages. Too many pages, too little time. That's the problem. Ugh. I've just looked down all this like cross-hatching work on here, and I just kind of can't be bothered with it. Let's colour in some of these sections. To make it look like it's kind of weaving in and out. It kind of doesn't make sense though, this. At least not to me. Colour these little squares, then just do normal shading around the edges and I'll just use it as pattern underneath it. Yeah, that's what you're doing here. So far on that page I have coloured the honeycomb, the pot. I haven't shaded any of the honey. I haven't done any of the flowers. Haven't done that label. The girl. Still got a lot to do on that page. A lot to do. But a lot of it is based with alcohol markers. It's fine, it's there waiting for me when I am ready to come back to it and feel that inspiration again. This colour combo hasn't turned out too bad for the basket. And even adding those few squares with the darker colour has helped with the depth of this kind of woven basket. Even if it is a bit weird. There we go, and then I'm going to do this bundle in the blue to match her outfit. What colour did I choose the pot? I made the daft decision to do it clear. Oh my gosh, that is a challenge. Let me grab the page a second and I can show you. Where is it? I think it's on my whip pile. Yep. At the bottom of my pile of whips. Here. So I did browns for the pot. I've shaded the honeycomb, based the bees and the honey, and I just need to shade them. But I've used polychromos, so burnt umber, bistre and brown ochre for the like the looks, and that's nice and tasty. Needs a lot of white paint pen highlights. But yeah, it's doing all this honey. It's so much honey. And I have no idea what to do with the flowers or the background or this tag. So I've just left it. But now I kind of want to colour it again. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I want to put it out and colour it. But I've got so many other pages I need to do. Very impressed with how fast I can colour while doing a live stream. I wasn't as good when I first started. I would just be reading the chat because it was popping off and I couldn't keep up. But I feel like I've gotten better the more I've streamed of being able to colour whilst chatting. It's definitely a skill you need to kind of work on. But I'm just colouring like I would do in real time, in real life, when I'm colouring alone. Just occasionally looking across, getting distracted by things we're chatting about. I'm not the fastest colourer out there. Kind of somewhere in the middle, I think. No, it's not weird, the basket looks great. No, I was just meaning the line work looks a bit weird if you look up close, but I think I made it work. My apologies, I'd fallen asleep. It's been a busy couple of days at work and it's made me tired. No worries, Rebecca. You sleep if you need to sleep. No need to apologise. I think I need to add a bit of white to this to make it stand out from the dress, make it a little bit lighter. Love how it's coming along, thank you. Let me just grab a white pencil. Here we go. Just colour all of that to lighten it up a little bit. So it looks vaguely different from the dress and doesn't blend in too much. Although the idea is for it to match. I didn't want it to have any other colour really. Right. Wow, this is where I am leaving it for today. So I will say good night to everyone. Rebecca's already kind of gone night night. I know for us in the UK it is time to think about bedtime. For others in the rest of the world it's time to carry on about your day, as it's sort of what, mid-afternoon. Yeah, really loving how this is turning out. I think I will finish it in Friday's stream. Maybe I could add some clear glitter to it to make it look different to the dress. Could do that. I think I'll add a bunch of white paint highlights to make it stand out a bit more. I'm using Black Widow pencils, Rebecca. So really good, thank you. Thanks for the stream. You're so welcome. Thanks for joining me. Have you finished work now, or are you almost finished, Ashley? You must be almost finished, or have finished. I can't remember now. Can't remember what you said. But yeah, really enjoyed covering this with you tonight. Just got the scarecrow, the background, and this left to do, and that shouldn't take too long. Shouldn't take too long at all. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you all in the next stream. Bye!